Did you know that the most expensive things that people pay for isn't just income taxes, but the ignorance tax as well? And the worst part about it, one of them completely optional, right? And I'll never forget the moment when I realized how much I was actually losing, not to just the government and the income taxes, but to my own lack of knowledge. I felt like I was working harder than ever, making more, but still feeling like I couldn't get ahead. Maybe you felt the same way. Like no matter how much you made, no matter how much you did, you were just barely keeping up, even now. But in Hosea 4 and 6, the Bible tells us, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And this truth doesn't even just apply to just our spiritual lives, it applies to our finances as well. So when we don't understand how to manage what God has already given us, we allow that unnecessary loss. We allow the taxes to take our wealth. But God's word also teaches us in Proverbs 4 and 7 that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. Right. And so on today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to not allow taxes to drain our wealth. So let's talk about the two most expensive taxes that you are already paying for. Income tax. Everybody knows what income tax is. Everybody knows that you have to pay it. But this is the percentage of what you're earning goes to the government. Like in Romans 13:7, it reminds us to pay all what is owed to them. Let's whatever is Caesar's, let it go to Caesar. Taxes to whom taxes are owed, which is the government, right? But paying taxes doesn't mean that you can't be smart about it. There are legal ways to minimize your tax burden through strategies and proper planning and actually finding the right people to help you minimize the amount of taxes that you actually owe. Right. And the second tax is the ignorance tax. Now, this tax right here, this is the cost of not knowing what's actually available to you. It's when you leave money on the table because you didn't even take advantage of deductions, credit strategies, or even in your personal life of growing, you didn't go and get knowledge. You didn't go and actually try to understand. You didn't try to understand your finances. And all of this could reduce your tax liability. Ignorance is so expensive, but the knowledge that you can gain can actually save you thousands, right? And so let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the income tax and how you can actually save, right? Here's ways that you can actually reduce your income legally, not scamming, because we don't do that around here, right? We gotta be good citizens of the Lord and of because I ain't trying to go to jail. The IRS is not gonna come and get me, and I don't want them to come to get you. So therefore, let's get into it. You gotta maximize the standard deduction. So this year, and pretty much every year, the standard deduction has always increased. Right. So last year it was $13,800. That's how much the standard deduction was. But this year, the standard deduction went up to $14,600, which means that you can reduce more of your taxes automatically. But that's only if you don't itemize, which means if you wrote off or you had medical expenses or you wrote off the charity and it's less than 14,000, that 14,000 gonna help you out. It's gonna give you that extra amount, right? But if you did spend more than that 14,600, then I would itemize, right? And this is just to make sure that you're getting all of the deductions that you actually need to reduce your taxable liability, right? So the standard deduction is there to either help you, or it's really there to help you. if you ain't spent that much. Most people don't spend over that 14,000, but we got a few people. But also, you can leverage business deductions and credits. So if you're a business owner or someone who's doing side hustles, if you're doing hair on the side, you're considered a business in the eyes of the IRS. So deductions like the home office deduction, the vehicle expenses, even the startup costs for your business, it can all reduce your taxable liability, right? The taxable liability meaning the amount of money that you owe to the government. And so business credits such as hiring employees or employee benefits, if you already have employees, it can directly lower your taxable liability. You got to plan strategically, man. A lot of people don't plan for taxes. All they do is wait till the first of the year and say, "Oh, here come taxes." But if you plan for it and you do things before tax time get here, you probably don't even have to owe. And if you do owe, you can set it up to where you pay estimated taxes. But the first thing we want to do is lower the taxes before we actually go to estimated taxes, right? So you can contribute to tax advantaged accounts like IRAs or your 401k, which most jobs actually give as far as 401ks. So that way that can lower your taxable liability and it'll lower your taxable income pre-tax, right? So what that means is if you made $50,000 at your job, but pre-tax you're spending roughly about 10,000, you technically only made 40,000. And you're only getting taxed on that 40,000, right? And so also seek professional help. So that means working with a tax professional or a tax advisor, someone to help you identify opportunities for you to save on taxes. Proverbs 15:22 says, and it reminds us that plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. A little wisdom can go a long way towards your financial freedom. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but the best thing we want to do is reach financial freedom. That means not owing nobody. That means reducing our taxes, living a life that's being really worthy of living, right? So I highly encourage seeking professional guidance on stuff like that. Now, if you just got a W-2, I will still find ways to help you lower your taxes. So yeah. So now let's get to the ignorance tax, the tax that you didn't even know that you were actually paying, right? So ways that you can reduce the ignorance tax is by investing in your knowledge, right? Investing in knowledge. Financial education isn't something that's widely talked about, right? People say, "Oh, only the rich know about financial education." No, you can know about it too. In a world where YouTube and all these things are available, that literally closes the gap. We may not know everything, but we can close the gap a little bit further. So take the time to learn the basics of taxes, budgeting, financial planning, you know, and even for businesses, start a business, invest in education and invest in businesses. So that way you can now take advantage of the tax code because the tax code is built for entrepreneurs. It's built for businesses. It's not built for the W-2 employee. Getting a refund sounds real good, but is it really? You allow the government to take more of your money throughout the year and give it back to you at the end of the year. Nah, I'd rather have that money up front. So also make sure that you track and analyze your spending. So a lot of people don't understand that budgeting doesn't limit you. It just shows you how much that you actually have to work with. So a budget really does help. So if let's just say you got a credit card, a lot of people have credit card debt. I have credit card debt, right? And part of the reason why I got into credit card debt was because I didn't understand that I should be tracking my spending. I should be tracking all this, the things that I'm investing in, so to say, or spending my money on. So if you spending more money out than you're actually paying on your card, you're always going to see the limit of your card go up. So that's where budgeting comes in, that not spending more than what you actually have. So living below your means, right? Just like my brother said, budget does not limit. It does not limit. And so understand that budgeting will help you, right? Number three, optimize your business structure. So if you're a business owner and understanding how your business is actually structured, so whether that be you're a sole proprietor or LLC or S corp, all of these things, understanding your business structure can also save you money on taxes. So once you actually hit a certain amount in your business, I would think about going into electing to be an S corp. Why? Because it saves you money on the it saves you money because then you have to pay payroll taxes instead of just self-employment tax. Self-employment tax, a lot of people don't know, is 15.3%. 15.3%. But if you start paying payroll taxes, that can help lower the taxes that you got to pay. You still got to pay taxes, but it's just going to lower that amount. So think about the structure of your business and how it can affect you. Ask questions. Ask questions from somebody that's actually reputable, somebody that's actually doing it. Don't ask your friends about taxes because they won't know. They're in the same boat you is. They are in the same boat that you're in. So don't ever hesitate to ask questions, whether it's your tax professional, it's your mentor, people that's in a higher position that's spending money in the place where you might potentially be. So for me, if I know that my goal is to make $1 million, I'm not going to talk about taxes to somebody that's not making $1 million, that hasn't already done it, or a tax professional that works with people that have to pay those type of taxes. So asking the right questions to the right people can save you money, and it can save you on ignorance, on that ignorant tax, right? And commit to stewardship. Commit to stewardship. Financial wisdom isn't about avoiding the loss. Like a lot of people say, oh man, I want to pay zero taxes. Yeah, that's the goal. But when you're a business owner without a W 2, you're going to pay taxes. Because the thing is, a W 2 employee, they get their taxes out before they even see they money. When business owners, they pay for everything else, so software, things to actually run the business, and then pay taxes. But the good thing about it, the things that you're spending on for your business, it helps reduce the taxable liability. So if you made $100,000 in a year in your business, but you literally spent $50,000 in expenses, you only made $50,000 in your business, and you're only taxed on that 50,000. So commit to stewardship. Pray for wisdom to take action, to steward over the resources that helps you out, and it honors God. Stewardship comes from God. So the way we do one thing is the way we're gonna do everything. So if you bad with your money, how you think God is gonna trust you with anything else? We got to understand our money and our finances better. I don't want to pay the ignorance tax. I don't want you paying the ignorance tax. So that's why I'm here right now telling you about the tax that you didn't even know you was paying for. Right? Like I remember feeling stuck. I remember feeling uh uneducated when I found out that I was paying a whole lot of money in taxes, and that's why I got a tax refund, because the government took way more money out my check than what they were supposed to. That's why they giving it back to you. It's a tax refund is just them giving you your money back, the money that you already earned. But I didn't know that starting a business could actually help me reduce that, right? A lot of people don't understand, but it's doing it ethically and it's doing it legally. Because people be out here trying to scam, saying that they got a business when they really don't. And the IRS, they not dumb. They might be slow, but they ain't dumb. And so when they come back, now you got to pay for more on the back end when you could have just did it right on the front end. Right. So learn these strategies, apply them. Talk to somebody like me, a tax professional that really can help you. Right. You want to see a shift in your wealth. The wealth starts here, where you are right now. God doesn't want to see us live in lack. He wants us to live and steward our finances wisely. So that way we can actually build wealth and fulfill the purpose that we were put here to do. So you don't have to pay the ignorance tax anymore. You can start walking in the wisdom today. Because a lot of people don't know that the wealthy pay the most tax out of anybody. Hmm? The wealthy pays more tax than anybody. Because think about it. If you're making millions of dollars and you're getting taxed on 37% of that money, how much is that? Now look at your check. See how much how much taxes actually came out your check throughout the year. It doesn't even compare. Right? So let's make this a moment where you actually take control of your finances and your taxes. Let's stop paying the ignorance tax. Let's start paying, let's reduce our income tax. I ain't finna say stop paying income tax because I don't want you to go to jail. So one step that you can actually take today, right? What's a step that you can take today, right now, so that way you can steward your wealth wisely and don't allow it to go down the drain, right? So if you want help, if you need help, if you really want to learn and get out of that ignorance and stop paying that ignorant tax, I'm gonna leave a link down below so that way you can check us out. If you're interested in getting your taxes done, getting tax strategy, getting bookkeeping, so that way you can have all your stuff in order, so that way you can pay less taxes, I'm gonna provide that link for you. And because it's Black Friday, right? People who actually sign up and get on the wait list now, it's gonna end after Cyber Monday. You're gonna get a 15% discount on your tax return. All services, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. So remember, I'm gonna leave that link down below. You got until 11:59 on Monday to sign up. Hop on the wait list. So if any of this actually helped, if you found any value in this, I want you to comment down below. I want you to let me know what you learned. And did you know that you was actually paying the ignorance tax? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on YouTube at Marion M. Davis, on Instagram at the Marion Davis, which is right here in the bottom of the screen. And we're gonna talk more about taxes on these lives. So you might as well go and get used to seeing me. I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm trying to give y'all the game. So until tomorrow, I will see you guys later. See y'all.